I think I've had that happen and I had to close out, exit out, and then hit it again. See if that. Is it restarted?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes from last week?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody have any?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see any either.
I didn't either. With that, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as stated?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0. Commissioner comments and committee reports. Bill, do you have anything?
I was supposed to have a JCAP meeting, but Lucas, I can't recall. He's got a funny last name, or it's funny to me, was sick and we did not have him. They're going to reschedule.
I didn't
Mr.
have any reports.
I don't either. I do have a meeting Friday with the Ambulance Advisory Board, and I did go to Project Atchison meeting Wednesday night. Just keep into the community, keep contacts there. That's the only thing I had. Elected officials and department heads. So it looks like ready for Corey.
All I've got today is a monthly report. Hopefully this covers all the information that you'd like to see. That is response information, one for each of you. And that
This is one whole pack.
yes, and then billing report. And I'll give a little caveat to the billing report. Billing runs about a month behind. So what you'll see on the last page under collections looks pretty slim at $131.62, but being billing payments run a month behind from when they're billed on that 30 day generally. But we have billed for $87,437.80. Medicare, Medicaid makes adjustments on their own based on contract. So they've made adjustments on that one call that we've actually been paid on of $600.88. So our total outstanding billable at the moment is $86,705.30. So we should, and we have actually started to see these claims start to roll in, but at the time this was printed, that's what's outstanding. So like I said, about a month behind on getting paid from what we billed. So this is what we billed through February.
This is to be expected. I mean, this is typical.
This is not.
Right.
These should look better starting next time I come up here with this.
Has anything been like kicked back to that's been unexpected? You know, like, maybe didn't even get to the payment part of it. It's like
No,
filed incorrectly, that type of thing.
No, I think with what we've set up with the software we purchased and using that clearinghouse where they kind of put them on the straight and narrow and get them the way the insurance companies want, I don't believe we've had a kickback yet.
Okay. I've heard of nightmares where things get into the wrong stream, they get sent, so then you've got this continual round robin of bills that just keep making, well, shoot them through again. So,
And that's very possible, and it is going to happen at some point, but
Yeah.
as of right now, no, she hasn't reported any that have been kicked back at all.
that's good. That's great.
I have some bad news. The one boy that was life flighted down there 2 weeks ago, this coming Thursday, used to help me on the farm, hay the cows. His brother had insurance and he canceled his insurance the day after he lost it. So we're going to have, you're probably aware of that.
Yes,
Is the county responsible for that airline flight?
No, that bill will go directly to that individual. No, we are not responsible for that,
Okay.
not financially anyway.
And I've seen the cars, and I don't know how either one of them survived.
I would like to credit my crews on their work on that one.
Oh,
They did a wonderful job. I was out there on scene command and watched them all work, and I was very proud of them. That was two people that probably should have lost their lives that day.
I don't, after seeing those cars, but okay.
No, I was very proud of my crews, but no, financially, we're not responsible for the
Okay,
helicopter flight.
I was a little bit worried about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
One question on the billed claims
Sure.
report. You've been doing this for for quite a while. You're not new to this game. Is this about what you would say is average for Atchison County as far as runs to? Is this
This
like
is
a
actually up. I would say.
I would
this
say
is
okay? So that's
Yeah,
up from an
yeah,
average.
Yeah, 163 calls for the month is up. I would say we're slightly down on our percentage of actual transports, but that number
Okay.
is still up. I think our percentages are usually closer to 80% on actual transports.
Okay.
But this reflects actually quite a few deaths
Okay.
in here too that skewed the numbers. So, but yeah, overall this is an above average month, especially considering a winter month. Usually our numbers go up in the summer.
Okay.
This would put us on pace for nearly 2,000 calls. And other than 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think we've topped that 2,000 call number in a long time.
Well, if you take that times 12, that's almost double what the former ambulance service.
So yeah, this would be a busy month for
I
us,
would
without a
guess.
doubt. And we're still on that pace this month. It hasn't slowed down at all. So, but it ebbs and tides. You never know where you're going to end up exactly at the end of the year. Our general average is right around 1,700 calls, and probably 75 to 80% are actual transports. But it does vary.
Okay, up here, and this is the total number of calls, and this is the patients transferred is 117? Is that how I'm reading it?
Actual transported. Those are both transfers and 911s, but that's actually where we took the patient to a
Okay,
hospital
actual
somewhere.
transport. Okay,
Or took
just
them back
new
home.
graph, trying to get
Sure.
used to it.
What's shoot time mean?
Queue time is the time from when dispatch pages us till that truck's rolling down the road. So, and our goal is under 3 minutes, so I am happy with that number. So that's the time it takes from when that pager goes off until that crew's in that truck and radios that we're en route. The only time on here, our scene times are a shade long, but in a month, it's not a big enough sampling to know where we're exactly at yet. I'd like to see those under 20. And our turnaround time on 911s is just a shade long. I'd like to see that under 10. But given a month of sampling, I think we're okay there.
Well, yeah, we're adapting to new crews, new time schedule, new management, new everything. I
Yeah.
mean, I think the times look
Yeah.
good on
The
that.
turnaround time on the 911s is important to me because that's going to reflect the time that truck's idling in Lancaster. So the quicker that crew can get turned around and get back into service, the quicker that truck can go home and stop burning fuel.
See, I think I'm more impressed with the turnaround time than the 3 minutes after you notify them that they walk out and they get in the ambulance to take off. I would think that ought to be less.
We can work on it. I've set the goal at 3 minutes. The former group was 5. I thought that was too long.
On shoot time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think 5.
286 is pretty good.
It's under
Yeah.
3 minutes. I think it's
I-
pretty
I
fast.
I
but
think that's pretty good.
But there's always room. I want them to get better.
and that's probably averaging from both facilities, I would assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
You're,
is
you're
all
averaging
calls.
from Effingham and Atchison,
Yep.
so
Yep. And I did separate it into 911 responses and transfer responses because the transfers can really throw our numbers way, way off. So I think it's more important for you guys to see both than to mix them all together because a lot of, like scene times on transfers, we have little to no control over that. That's from the time we get to the hospital and the paperwork's ready and the nurses are ready and the patient's ready. So those we have less control over those numbers. And then it takes the distance and time it takes to drive to these further away hospitals, and that would skew our numbers pretty drastically too. So I wanted to put them out there in a more detailed fashion than just this is the overall time.
So
good.
it's like 3 hours in overall time transfer. From the time they leave the hospital to the time they get back takes 3 hours.
That number is from the time the pager goes off till we get back home. That encompasses every aspect of the call. So from the time dispatch notifies us by radio till we notify them by radio, we're back in the county and in service.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know. Are you happy with all these numbers?
Yeah,
Okay.
given the first month, I'm very happy. I was worried
Okay.
they were gonna be much more bloated than this.
I think they look good.
Yeah, and the two that I'm really, well, 3 that I'm really worried about is shoot time. It's a big one, because we control that. So we can shave as much as off. Response time's important, but we have less control over that because of traffic and just where the call's physically located. and then the turnaround time is something we can also control.
Is that response time that gold standard time, or I don't know if that means gold is in gold, or if that's the goal of the ambulance to respond?
10 minutes is my goal.
Okay.
I
But-
believe that when we had the ambulance, when we moved it out there, and the standard at that time, I thought they was talking about 8 minutes. Seemed like it. That
So
was
we're
the
still good there.
And anything over 30 was an automatic report to you guys.
yes.
But again, it's one of those things, if the call comes out, just south of Horton or Larkenburg, it takes the time it takes to drive there, so.
So the response time, 911, is the time from the page to destination, correct?
That is the time that the truck goes en route to destination.
Yeah.
So the overall elapsed time are those first two numbers added together.
Okay.
From page to
From-
the arrival on scene.
Okay.
You have to add those two numbers.
Okay, and then the response time transfers is you get to scene and then
That depends on
Back-
how critical that.
That's
you're headed back to.
The response time for transfers is when we leave the station till we arrive at the hospital.
Oh,
That time's
okay,
going to
okay.
be a little longer because we're not typically running emergent. So we're dealing with traffic lights, heavier traffic without actually getting through them. So that's why
Yeah.
that number is larger. And that's also why I separated it out, because 95% of the time we do not respond to the hospital lights and sirens. There's just no need to.
And so scene time 911 is.
When they arrive till they start transporting to the hospital, or they clear the call on a refusal or a death or that type of thing.
Okay,
So that's the time
That's
they're
the- okay.
actually physically on the 911 or transfer scene.
okay.
Did they have a breakdown when the facility was up north, similar to this? Is this comparable, better, worse, same?
I think our shoot time is much better because the goal was higher with them. I think a lot of the rest of it is pretty close.
Pretty
Yeah, I
close.
think our turnaround time is better too. I'm not sure they track turnaround time. I can't 100% say.
We didn't get much data from them after
No,
we'd
nothing
moved to
like
the
this.
to the new facility, and I had spoken with Wes about that. I didn't know how you would compare those run times because different parts of the city would be so totally drastically different. How would we compare that? And you would
You'd
almost
have to-
make the new standard and see if you were improving on it or if some areas of the city were completely out of whack with standards or
The only way I'd know to do that is draw a line somewhere in the city and then split the calls from last year to this year and just compare them in two groups, so to speak. That'd be the only way I know to do that.
Well, common sense is going to tell you if you had a patient from up north, response time is going to be further. If you had a patient from out west, it's going to be much better. But it should even out the deal.
Should. I think we're just going to be faster to the south end of the city, and we're going to be
Oh,
slower
yes.
to the north end of the city, where in the past it was. But I actually don't have those numbers from them.
Well, we just do is, get it as good as you can. And,
I think these look very good.
And I want to improve. The turnaround time is one I definitely want to improve on, because that's something we can absolutely 100% control. The scene time, we have a lot of control, but we don't always have the ultimate control. Sometimes people are trapped, and it takes the time it takes to get them out. Sometimes when you deal with people, they want to use the restroom before they leave. They want to feed their cat. And so we have to be good customer service representatives in some of these. So our scene times can get a little past where I want them to be just because of the circumstances. But we track this both individually, day to day. My captains track all of this stuff on a form. And then we also do the state required QA sampling, where we go in and take an in-depth look at a random sample every month now too. So we are tracking this day to day.
Do you have access to any of the information that we had previously from the previous provider? I mean,
Some.
I was going to say, because I would think that Wes would have that.
I don't have a lot of this type of data about response times and individual responses, but I do have some billing data.
Okay.
I
Well,
see
it was
Wes
more of
has
the
that.
run times is what I was just for your, see how things were for
And I
his.
can ask Wes if he's still got all that.
I may have some, so
Okay.
I'll look for it. And if I can, I'll bring it Friday.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I like the data. I mean, so you're keeping it or you're tracking it, and some graphical. I'd suggest some graphs too.
Yeah.
Us in the future would definitely be good to show.
Yep.
anybody.
No, that is not a problem. Our EPCR software will generate
Yeah.
all that. This is all generated off that. I
Yeah.
just plug in my data points and it generates the report.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured you can even, if you couldn't do it in there, you could export it to
Yep.
Excel, and we can. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good numbers. It's definitely the most information I've ever seen since I've been on the commission by far.
No, I don't want to. It's not all that hard to do. This is not really hard stuff to do.
No, but this is real.
It's
This is,
really
this
easy
is
to put
these are
this-
real numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't make decisions based on false numbers or
Yeah.
stuff you don't really, guess on. Essentially.
I'll give a little FYI, I don't know how accurate it is, but I had this gentleman call me up that had talked to a commissioner from our former employees' county, and they raised their county it was either 350,000. So I imagine we had that to look forward to,
Hmm.
or whether we was subsidizing that county that much.
Might have been.
But that county's they're not very happy about it.
I can imagine.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. You want to stick around for a few minutes? Did you get that email?
Yes, I
on-
did.
Okay. We've got employees coming in. Okay. Thank you.
Good one.
That paper up for us, you know, what the-
I've got it here somewhere.
See if they do that. They probably wait a few more minutes.
Yeah. Pat, on like this information, did you get it? Is there anything there that is basically confidential enough that it's, I mean, we don't want to let people see it. There's no names or anything on it. I mean, is that free to,
This is something.
I can't see anything in there that wouldn't be in front of
okay, I just want to make sure that,
Take it to your meeting.
well, yeah, he may have it there, but as far as me keeping it, or if someone would see it, I don't want to be compromising anything that has any confidentiality to it. That's what I was asking.
You may want to give a little heads up to what this is about, to the ones that's here.
Yeah, Michelle had sent out an email before about this David Aker speaking on leadership that's coming up March 16th.
Customer service.
And it's on customer service. He's a motivational speaker, and we're really wanting to encourage anyone that would like to go, or at least someone from every office, to participate. I think it's an excellent opportunity for training. It's ultimately what we're about is meeting the public, and so we just thought it would help. We didn't have a lot sign up for it, and we thought maybe it would just be a quick way of motivating county employees to attend.
No, you couldn't go to the one this Friday.
No, this Friday, we don't, no, this is the 16th, I said.
There's on Thursday, the 16th of March, there's a 9 a.m. and an 11. I guess we got started a little early, but that's all right. Come on in.
I've got 3 copies if anybody wants a copy.
Thank you.
So if anybody would like to comment or
Well, it's free to the county and it's close, and I think I would like to promote it, and hopefully a lot of you will attend it. You pick up one thing, it's worth it. We know you can't please the public all the time, but you do what you can do.
Yeah, I would just echo the other commissioners. It's I don't know the quality of speaker. I don't know much about him, but looks like a pretty good course, especially with customer service. But you know, you don't have to necessarily do it yourself. I mean, if you got somebody on the front line, I think it's very good or it can be beneficial. We've talked about doing some with KAC in the past on customer service, bringing somebody in. So it's much more inexpensive way. You know, it's available to us. So if there's somebody that's in your office that you think can benefit from Frontline, maybe it deals with the public, I think it looks like pretty beneficial. It looks like there's 2 days and 3 different workshops,
Well,
and no cost.
the third day, is he actually going to speak at the luncheon?
If he does, it's not gonna be the full seminar
It won't be
aspect
the
of it.
main.
He may just give a small
Yeah.
little kind of just a, I don't know, just a little speech.
Okay.
He will be present though.
Anybody have any questions or?
You said you couldn't attend the 16th, but maybe one of
No, I
those.
can't, the breakfast one, the
Breakfast.
10th is one I couldn't attend.
Okay.
Yeah.
But next week, no, I can't.
Or someone
The
from the
leadership
office.
breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, I have to work for Monday.
I'm going Friday for leadership.
Mhm.
Breakfast.
Yeah, me too. So, I'm just going to encourage people to attend if they can.
Can we send multiple people on different days?
Sure.
Sure.
That might be something good for my captain.
Yeah, just adjust for your schedule, and you know, we just don't want to put a burden on your schedule. If there's something pressing, obviously, you have to have somebody staffing your offices. But
Do we have enough handouts to pass?
I can make more if I need to.
she might have emailed
It
it.
should be in
I
your
did,
email,
yes. It should be an attachment to the email. But I sent it to the
I've got the
department
original
heads.
here. So you can.
So if you want to just go over it.
We hear anything else from any other departments or elected officials? Maybe somebody talk to some of the other elected officials, or how we communicate that. I don't see anybody here from the treasurer's office. It'd be nice to see. I mean, they deal with the public
I've gotten
on a
no
daily
emails.
basis.
I haven't.
No response.
I would
No
say where they're getting, that's where the dollars come in, and that would probably be one of the crucial
Absolutely.
departments that.
Maybe that's
would
touching
want
a customer
their-
service.
Some of their employees to attend.
I would send any office that couldn't show up on short notice. I'd send them another one reminder.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have a light day here. So is there anything else going on we can touch on? I don't know if we're supposed to do that or not without having it on the agenda, but
Did you get your pen?
I did, thank you very much. I didn't have one from there.
Now you do.
Now I want to go.
okay. Well,
Yeah, you
I
could
guess
do a little update while you're here, if there's anything, or anything that what you're doing, or what you'd like to do, or what we
Okay.
can help you do. or-
Kimber it, which I
Sure.
talked to him because I have his.
Okay.
okay. Thank you. I mean, if you are
Okay.
done, we are.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Yes.
Short
Thank you.
notice.
Thank you guys.
It's great.
Stacy.
Oh, it looks like a good seminar. I don't know much about the guy, the speaker, but
You would think it would be good.
yeah, I think so.
Do you have a unit?
I think there's talk he was at another county or something, or somewhere out central Kansas line, or something. They were good. That's where they knew from him. Or I don't know.
Well, you may talk there.
What's that?
I was telling them, is that
Yeah. Oh,
That's
Give me
all
more.
right.
I think Eric had one,
Do you have an
yeah. I've got one.
or we had one in our packet.
Should I keep that one?
It's over, oh, okay.
I can definitely print another one.
Oh, I think she just gave
Oh,
one.
you can explain it. It's pretty.
Yeah,
short,
we
so-
just encouraging, we would really like to see at least one person or multiple people from the office attend. It's short, it's close, it's,
No cost.
yeah, it would also make a good showing at the chamber. It's also attend their function. So, I mean, I think on multiple fronts, it's a good thing for us to attend. So,
Ready?
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Michelle, you need to let Michelle know if you're
I
attending.
do have a sign up sheet if you, because I was
Or
going to look
any of our
or
employees.
changing the,
Yeah,
how many would have come in.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a thought. Should we send it countywide email?
Robin.
I can. send
It's
the
just
next
long,
one
it's just
January.
long as we can keep our day-to-day operation going.
That's what I said.
We
Yeah,
want to
that's what I
emphasize,
suggest.
you know, we can't just close down the office and everybody goes.
Right.
Yeah.
We gotta maintain our work enough to take care of it,
Yeah, maybe.
but there's other days, you know, they could stagger it.
So should we suggest Michelle maybe just? We have a countywide email.
We do have a countywide. I have to go through Jamie for that, but
Okay.
I'll get with Jamie. We can send one out today.
Okay.
But it's free.
Yeah.
We are chamber members, so therefore there's no cost to
Yeah.
the county. So yeah,
Well, if you pick
I mean,
up
you're-
one thing, it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no
And you're
cost.
supporting the chamber too, when they,
Even
Other than
probation
time.
can use
Yeah,
customer
yeah.
You know,
service. I mean,
but if you're learning and
so-
taking something from it, it's well.
Yeah.
even commissioners
Yeah, I think
can
so, too.
use customer service.
Yep.
There's hope for us too, I think.
Well, I don't have much. It's grant season, so I'm getting ready to start my grant. We're getting $11,000 more this year on the adult side, unless
Wow.
something changes, so that's good. I'm not sure how they divvied up the money. I don't think that they used the same scale that they had in the past. And when I say the grant, the adult side. So, not sure what's going on with the juvenile side yet. We do have a director's meeting tomorrow in Topeka all day, and the majority of it is juvenile. There's some adult, but most of it is the juvenile side. So, and probably per Shelley Nelson, I will be running up at the last minute. I will, for signatures, but I'll get you the grant when I send it out to my advisory board, and then I know you guys wait for my advisory board to approve it, and then I'll come up and get your guys' signatures. So that's where we're at right now. Everything, you know, we have parole, everything's working well. I'd ordered some supplies, and when they came in, they had brought some, and then, you know, their supervisor was there. She's there frequently. She was stopped by yesterday. She goes, "Oh my, you know, let us go, whatever you need, you know, we want to help order supplies and stuff too." So that's going.
I took it that things was going pretty good because I didn't get, I had left before I got the email where they canceled, and I said, "Do we reschedule?" And I said, "Well, we'll reschedule one at a later date," so I took that as a good sign. There was nothing critical that we had to discuss.
Well, and I talked to Lucas actually today, and he said that he's looking at some time in April to schedule another meeting. I said, just don't do it on the 26th, because that's my adult board one, so, but.
Okay, well, I'll get an email from Bridget if they reschedule.
What's the date? What's the date on the adult one?
I think it's the 26th, April 26th.
April 26th. Okay.
So, but that's about all I have.
Now, do you keep that, that's separate from Atchison Leverett, in the adults,
Mhm.
strictly just Atchison,
Correct,
and the juveniles both?
right,
Yes.
right.
I was thinking that.
So, yeah, so, but that's about all I have right now, all that I can think of, so. Other than I need to still tap for a minute.
Did you come up with someone to answer the phone down there? Because you said that,
I've been talking to somebody, that there might,
be somebody.
yeah. So already in the county, so.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, so, all right.
All right,
But
thank
it'll
you.
just be part-time probably. So, all right, guys. See
Thanks.
y'all later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle had brought in this PO for West Lanner for a 2017 annual peopleware agreement, which is in the amount of $56,570. He's not able to be here today, which is Computer Information Concepts. This is an ongoing yearly thing, I take it, Michelle? I mean, this is just,
That's
this
the
is just an
yearly-
update, just the yearly,
That's just the yearly
maintenance.
agreement for the support issues, the support calls, the instant support that we
I
have through
would say that we
CIC.
probably approved this when we started CIC, and this is just
okay. I just wanted to get everything for the record, so is there any discussion further on this?
I have none.
I have none.
Do I hear a motion to approve the PO in the amount of $56,570?
So move.
I second it, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passed 3-0.
Travis is here for that email that I sent out.
Hmm?
Travis is here for that same.
Okay, we'll reiterate it again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You just pass that. I think I'm done with everything in there. Travis, you're here for the email that you got for the, we had, what did I do?
She did.
Oh, I think I put it in the blue folder there. We were stressing there was a leadership
Customer service.
program being issued by the Chamber of Commerce. We were trying to get as many,
This to you with this email attached to it.
Okay.
much participation as we could in that.
It's a leadership service.
Okay.
There's 2 different sessions. So if you, and it can be open to anybody from the county. So we
Alright.
have some later things that you need to send.
We're strongly encouraging
I sent it to you.
as many people to attend, especially people that are dealing with frontline.
Okay.
So if you need it, I can send it to you.
I'm familiar. No, I'm familiar with
Okay,
it.
okay. Just
Okay.
let me know and I'll give the chamber.
I will.
It
I'll
can.
pass it on to the chair.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Down.
I think Michelle needs, it goes to her too, don't it? So
Oh,
we,
thank you very much.
okay. Okay, I guess we can hear from you now, sir.
Well, I just wondered if you come up with a verdict yet.
No, I told you it's going to take a little bit of time here to do that. I did go down and see your property. I did drive down the road, which there's nothing quite like seeing it in person to really help you get a visual of it. The property line there, I think the road is completely on, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think the road is on your property. I mean, I agree with you there. The roadway seems to be 30 feet instead of 40. That's, we stepped it off, but I don't know whether that's here nor there. But I don't know what to tell you yet because we haven't reached a verdict of what we're going to do yet. We were going to talk to some townships about some similar issues, and we were kind of wanting to maybe see if there's any other cases like that where if we would resolve them, we could resolve them all together. So I don't have anything more. I don't know anything more to add. Or
That meeting's first part of April, or
April 11th.
Mhm.
Yeah.
April 11th. So,
Well, the thing is, they raised my taxes again on
Everybody's went up this year.
yeah. And this just keeps going on and on and on. And I don't know when it's gonna stop.
We don't appraise the ground here. That's done at the state level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the road is not appraised. I just come from the appraisal office.
I didn't get what you.
They don't tax the road on my property. Bartlett Road is not taxed.
Oh yes, Bartlett Road.
Well, this is a road.
Well,
That's what I wanna,
that's what we haven't actually made that determination yet. So
Yeah.
that's part of the whole scope of what we've got to determine. So
well, can your lawyer find out if it's been closed or not? It, according to this, it is. But it's been open for a road.
no,
Did you misstate that? You said according to that, the road is closed?
No, it's open.
It's open,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But you said
On
closed,
this
okay,
one, yeah.
okay.
I got this from the county, so
yeah, I recognize the
Yeah,
paperwork.
you should be able to get it down there.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you guys to do it, I'm asking the lawyer or whoever does this stuff, you know. They can get the information back to you, then you can make these.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of different feelers and stuff out that we're not going to make this determination in just a month's time. You know, it's
I think a lot of it has to do that we're going to meet with the townships, and I'm sure there's other roads that they have, and we're going to lump them all together. And so we're not saying that we're not going to declare yours a road, or we're just saying that we want to make sure that we get all of them talked about before we start picking and choosing.
Well, according to the state, on the south line of my property is supposed to be a road. It's even got a name for it. But there's never been a road there, unless the horse and buggy did, you know.
mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's a mix-up, and that should have said the north side of his property versus the south side.
No, I think this was a special case. I think this was brought in at the half-mile line when they were petitioning to have that road opened, was so they could get down there to that 40 acres way down in there. I didn't drive clear down in
Yeah,
there
there's two property owners.
on back in
Down
there.
there.
Yeah. So that's when I was looking at the maps. I was having a hard time in visualizing. I was thinking it was on the mile line, not the half-mile line, where this road you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's on the half-mile line, correct?
My property.
Yeah, the north end of yours is at the half-mile line. So when I drove down there to it, I mean, it made a little bit more sense. I did talk to some neighbors too that did indicate there that 40 acres way down in there, that's the only way to get to it, you know, and supported your claim. So I mean, we're looking into it. I mean, it's not that we're completely not paying any attention to it. We've talked about it. So
Okay, yeah, I talked to Fraser down there, and he come up with the same deal, or whoever he is, the gentleman down there.
oh, Roger
Denton.
Denton,
That
yeah,
name, yeah.
That'd be the only man down there, so that'd be him.
yeah.
Yeah, the way he talked, he couldn't find anything where it's officially opened.
Well, see, that's where we're
And
having our hang up. We haven't had that official, thing that it was ever signed off on for sure that it was officially open. So,
it should be in the records, though.
well, that's,
Nancy, my daughter, got him out of the county,
well,
out here. So, do what you do.
yeah, well,
Okay,
we haven't stopped.
okay, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any old or unfinished business before the board?
I'll give you guys an update on ASAF board. We probably need to probably seriously consider having like a meeting with stakeholders with the sports complex. So we've got a lot of entities. There's a lot of discussion. I think USD 409 Recreation is wanting to raise a full mill to fund the maintenance and of the sports complex, and I don't know what else they're doing. And Warren covers at $500,000, but we probably need to have a discussion. I've talked about it in the past, but getting all the stakeholders to sit down at the same table and do it.
I thought they wanted an 80,000 increase, so if the 409 gives them a whole mill, they're going to be 170,000 to the good, correct?
Yeah, well, $500,000 will be about 40-some thousand, which would cover 40 to 44,000.
409's mill isn't countywide.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So the value of a mill, this is based on 2016, was like 88.5. Now that's before neighborhood revitalization, so that's gross.
Well,
before
you're
that's
on what, three of those boards?
just ASAF board.
Oh.
I
I agree. We need to get them all together. I think we can get more accomplished if we're all.
yeah, I think we need a long term.
Do we need to have a separate meeting with just the ASAF and rec? I mean, like we did a year ago when they came in, and then have one separately with all the different stakeholders involved. I mean, I didn't know whether we wanted to address some of the issues, maybe, that we had with, the running of the parks and stuff with 409 and with all of them,
And we can meet with the ASAF board. I mean, that
I just
don't
thought maybe
have a
they could
problem
come on here like they did a year ago and present, their budget and things like that we had talked about. And then we could still have that meeting. I think it would be a good thing. It almost maybe be too much to have a meeting with all of us, because I think it could get into,
Yeah,
it's
but
very complicated how far out we're going to go with that. So
sure, it's something that needs to happen though. We need a long term,
Right.
and to get these things changed. I mean, we're talking, if you don't get something started, at least get that initial starting point. It's going to be kicked down the road, and we're not going to have a long term solution with what's going on. I mean, because what I hear from the public is we've got a lot of these entities kind of going different directions. Where our tax dollars going? Why do we sometimes have duplication of services? We got a pretty good convergence right now, I think, in our communities, because we've had we got a new YMCA facility coming online. That complex is still relatively new. Two complexes are relatively new. I think we have a great opportunity now, probably more than ever. And with the property tax lid, we're all going to be subject to what we can leverage, going forward until if they ever repeal that. But
I think that's almost too much to have that coincide with our meeting. Like today, where we're light, we could, but the day we
Correct.
schedule it, we could be booked up. So I would suggest a separate day.
yeah,
I spoke with Dr. Epley, and he said he would like to be a part of that. His initial suggestion would possibly like a Saturday morning, or he was just throwing out some ideas, but he would like to help be a part of that. And he's on the 409 school board as well, and he's been on the rec commission, so he has history, with everything as well. But he had suggested, what if we, spend a few hours or something like that. His suggestion offhand was like a Saturday morning. He didn't say it had to be that, but something where everybody could get together. He thought it was a great idea to try and get everybody together. He said it's been talked about for 10 years and never done. So, and I'm also trying to get some more information from Roger Edgar, George K. Baum on that too. I think we're okay with that.
Are you going to invite them here as well, or is that out of their
Who's
scope? The bond, about the bond, the maintenance of the money.
I don't think we necessarily need to have him come here, but I think
we need a clarity of how long that extends our
correct.
our maintenance agreement. Or
Yeah.
I would suggest, I don't know what would be better if we would meet with just the board and talking with ASAF, have them come up here, and then maybe with them here, we could schedule then a meeting with the stakeholders or see what their input was with that, or I don't
Sure.
care. This is kind of your,
Yeah, I think it's just something that's need to happen for a long time. I think that we could probably treat them two separate meetings. Obviously, I mean, they would be a part of the overall meeting, but
yes.
They might come up some Tuesday, and we could talk to them, and then set something.
correct.
Tell them what our goal is, and get some input, and then have a special day.
Yeah, so probably sooner rather than later on ASAF board.
Yes. I would think so.
That'd be good. My question, probably for the counselor, is I know it's a long history with it, but is it by resolution, or do we have contract with ASAF? And if it's a county-owned facility, should we have a contract directly with the group that owns or is running or maintaining the? I don't know. That might be something just to research, or if you can find out.
I don't think we have a contract with ASAF. I think the rec commission does.
Okay.
I don't know. It
Okay.
was before I was here. Pauline, of course, is gone.
Something that I was wondering was the, like when ASAF, I believe, do they're not obligated to put purchases up for bid like the county is? Is that correct? Is that a non-government? I mean, I don't know how they're set up. I would think that they would need to bring up things for bid, purchases up for bid. Like, I really am interested, since it's county money, that's taxpayer money going into that, to see that happen. And I don't know if that's a possibility or not. That was it.
Honestly, I don't know how they are either. They're publicly funded, so they'd be subject to Open Records Act for sure. I don't know. I'm not aware of any statute that would require them, even if they are public, to go through any specific process for purchases other than real estate. I do have a copy of a contract that the county does have with ASAF from December of 2007 for maintenance of the facility. I could send that to you. And then we did also adopt a resolution 1319, which had to do with giving them the authority to make rules and whatnot out there. So that was adopted in 2010.
Oh, well, I don't believe the rec has to, because we had a conversation roughly a year ago where we thought a lawnmower was purchased and then the rec bought it and there was no bids taken, if I recall. Am I wrong? Was there bids taken? I don't.
There wasn't
I don't believe
bids
there was.
taken, and I had asked the question. They said that they weren't required to, and that's what I was. That surprised me. I think there was a little bit of not clarity, because when they presented the rec and the ASAF, the documentation provided was very unclear of what was being spent, and that's what I would also like, if that was separated out so we can see what each individual entity is supplying and purchasing, and how those funds are going back and forth. But they can, I think they know. I've had conversations with them before, so I think they know what I want. So.
Yeah, so somebody probably needs to I mean, I'm on that board. I could probably send an email to the
Do you
board.
have monthly meetings, quarterly meetings? Or?
Quarterly, we just had a quarterly meeting about a month ago, and I relayed to them about coming up for an annual meeting. I didn't get a date set, but I told them to get something scheduled to come to the commission meeting.
I would suggest, Mr. Chairman, that Commissioner Shealy gets in contact with them, and as soon as they can all available to come to a Tuesday meeting, that we put them on
Sure.
the agenda.
Put it on the
at
agenda.
Meeting, and
Okay.
then we talk, and then we'll set something up to have a group come in, and I would suggest that be on a different day than Tuesday.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I think it's good to work
Well,
everybody.
you mentioned it's on a Saturday morning.
Well, when I talked with Dr. Epley, that was just his suggestion offhand. It's like maybe we pick a morning, a Saturday morning or something like that, and get together and do that. So we thought offhand there'd probably be would probably be really interested in that. So he said that it's something that probably needed to happen for quite a few years.
Where would we meet at? Because I don't think we'd have enough room in here.
Would we do the 409?
We
Would
could
that
probably
be
use
big enough?
409 building, or we could probably find a neutral site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, maybe if because one of the stakeholders would be City of Atchison with that stuff out there, we could possibly use the event center too. I mean, I'm sure.
I don't think we'd have that big a crowd, would we?
I don't know. There a lot of people ask on the dynamics and the structure of.
Unless
That one would have the potential of getting fairly big. I mean,
public might see that and want to come, and
yeah.
I don't know.
That one would have a potential of possibly outgrowing the 409, but
That's a pretty big room. So.
Well, we could set it up at the center, and if it's full, it's full.
Well, it's just another option.
Yeah.
It's not full, but I know that would hold them.
oh yeah.
Well, not to say the big one. I mean, they've got other rooms that
They
are
got them side rooms there. Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to do that then?
Yes, I'll contact ASAF board members.
Okay. Do we have any county councilor updates?
Yes, several. I received the payment from Mr. Bach for the tax credit.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
First one.
And it's dated March 1st, but I got it yesterday in the mail. So I'll deliver that, but it's here, and so the other documents have gone out to the state to finish the transfer.
You probably need them out, don't you, or not? You want them out?
It is $39,374.64.
Mhm.
And that is the contract amount plus $150, which is one half of the fee for doing the transfer. There's
Have you-
$300 fee.
Have you talked to anybody? Are they interested in the other group that
Yes.
they're interested in?
And so I did talk with Craig Kuckelman, who is the attorney, or excuse me, the accountant that's working with him. And he did get back to me that they are interested in purchasing certificate SH0925138624.
Did you get that, Michelle?
Got it?
Okay.
09
Uh-huh.
25 13 86 24 in the amount of $65,970, and 91% of that, which was the amount of the bid on the prior, is $60,032.70.
Now, we discussed that had to be put into county general, correct?
The tax
Please.
credit money?
Yeah, I believe so, right?
No.
Yeah.
But anything can come out of county general and go into capital improvement or.
Correct. Yeah, you just have to.
So I do have a contract for a proposed contract with Mr. Bach and the transfer notification forms. And I would urge that you authorize the chairman to sign those.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we authorize you to sign off on the tax credits.
I hear a motion.
I'll second.
I hear a second. Any other discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Pass 3-0.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when they buy these, they're buying like 91% of the value, and then they use that for, like if they owe $2 million, that comes right off the top, these tax.
Yes, so it's,
I thought that's how it worked.
so they are spending it on taxes, either state income tax or premium tax or use tax. As 91 cents buys a dollar. So
Well, I wonder how, Joe got some tax credits off in Memorial Hall, but he applied them to the next project. I wonder if that's 100% or what percent are they allowing him back on the table? Does anybody know that?
I think that was the one you just saw. And essentially, all we did was hold the project open.
Yeah.
Put another. We held the Memorial Hall rental project open.
Correct. We added more projects onto it, I believe.
Right, and added the windows.
But I wonder what percent do they take 100% of that tax credits, or do they discount them as well?
No, 25% of the amount that we spend
Is getting
tax
It's eligible.
Tax credit, and then
Correct.
that credit is what we sold.
Yeah, and you get a percentage of.
91%.
Yeah. Correct.
We had an overpayment of the Globe notified us that we had paid a publication expense twice related to the BC bonding issue, and I discovered that both BC's attorney and BC paid it, so we will get that refunded back to Benedictine. I do have
Say that amount. 3 copies.
I think 4. This is an invitation for bids for lease purchase financing for the John Deere 755 twin crawler inverter. And even though I don't know what that is, this is what I've come up with. And I've proposed then that we would, or you would open the bids on March 28th at 1:30, which is 3 weeks for responses. So I would,
The only question I have, was that 270, 142, 14 minus the 500, or was that with the 500 now for that extra extended year warranty?
I think that's the amount after the trade-in. Because I don't think the trade-in was
Yeah,
worth
but you know, he
very.
wanted $500 more, and I said, won't you throw that in? Yeah, it was the price after trade-in, but then he wanted $500 more for it.
And he was supposed to throw it in, so that
And
should
he said he
be.
would throw it in, so I wonder if that's off of that, or
It's-
that's already been taken off.
I don't think it's been taken off yet.
I don't think so either, so this
Because I
number
have-
here, this wouldn't be the correct number.
Because I had the full amount was 278,642 minus the trade-in is 8,500, came up to the 270,142, and then underneath I had 5-year warrant, 5-year, 5,000 hour warranty for $500,
Well,
which
then that would be correct then, because
no, well that was going to be on top of it.
I know, but that 270, 142 was the trade-in value, and then he wanted $500, and he agreed to take it back off, so that number is correct.
Oh, okay,
So that is the right number.
that's the way I took it. But
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I think
That was going to be on top of that, yeah, and then he
So
did.
it is
You're right.
correct. It is correct.
So
Okay.
I do have the original and the certificate. Chairman to sign, I will get those distributed as we have in the past.
Do we need a motion for this, because it's already been approved?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
I make a motion that we authorize the chairman to sign off on the lease purchase price of the John Deere 755 crawler loader.
second.
It's been moved and seconded that I sign off on this. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0.
Okay, now does he need to sign? Oh, he's got the original. These are his copies.
Thank you. The final is, I guess it's not quite final, the tag sale, the final signature. I got Rex's signature here this morning, as you saw. There's one more I'm waiting for, and that's Alan Turnhampton. I got an email from him right before lunch that it would be to me today, so that order will either be signed today or tomorrow. And I still need to get with the offices to find out if there's a day that's bad for them or something. That puts it around the 22nd or so of April.
That's not official yet.
No, there's no specific date, and I need to. I think we want to stay out of the last week of the month because there's generally a lot of traffic going into the treasurer's office then. But if we're there the week before, that should be okay.
What date is that? Third week of
I don't
April?
have a specific date. The third full week in April.
He got-
Week of the 20th. Week of the 20th.
We'll have to get with Jack,
I'm
make sure he's
sorry.
available.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. The week of the
20th?
that does put us in that last week, the 24th to the 28th. So I'll have to talk to Sheila and see if.
Are you worried about like personal property, or you're worried about real property being paid? May 10th is the deadline for the second half.
I'm worried about the office having a lot of traffic into it, so that it would interrupt the sale and interrupt the number of people going in and out of the office. If it would be an interruption, and if it would be too much for their office.
That could be if the weather, it doesn't have to be inside. We can hold it, outside.
Courthouse steps.
Courthouse stuff, that's what.
Does that have to
day we
be?
It'll be raining, so.
Yeah. Does that have to be specified? It'll be
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
on the steps or on the steps here or on the steps there. Or
It doesn't have to be at the courthouse even. I know Topeka Shawnee County, I think, does theirs at the Expo Center.
I think it's appropriate we have a tax sale at the courthouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
It's more consistent too.
And they could even carry that next week. I think we did the last one on a Wednesday. Which
Sooner
would be
and
the
better.
3rd.
I would.
See, now I think this is my personal. Now you're in the first week of May. I think it'd be worse because you're getting close to that second half taxes due on the 10th. My personal opinion, it'd be harder to do it then versus the last week of April. That's just my. I mean, you're here more than I am. I mean, is it usually kind of busy with?
That usually is like the last 2 days before the end of the month where it really gets hectic over there.
Okay.
So if you stay at the first part of that week,
Are you talking about
it'll be okay.
March or April?
April.
April. Yeah,
Okay.
It has
you're
to be
gonna,
of record 2 weeks and then 30 days
Yeah.
publication.
Okay,
So
I missed that one.
if it's on the 7th or the 8th,
yeah.
then you're looking at the 22nd, and then 30 days after that, about the 22nd of April.
Yeah, my suggestion, that would just be my suggestion. If we are that last week of April, doing something, the 26th of April, I think we're kind of splitting hairs, but I'd rather just get it done. The sooner the better, I think.
Sooner the better is fine with me.
Well, I'll find out. I guess I'll suggest the 24th, 25th, or 26th.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sure.
I don't
Mhm.
think it really matters what day. If we have it on the 25th, of course, that's a meeting day for you.
Sure.
So I don't know if,
Get more public.
What time
on
we
it.
have it? We had it at 1 o'clock at all. Or did we have it?
I think we had it at 9.
Did we? Yeah, I think you're
Maybe
right.
it was 10.
I think
it
you're
was,
right.
it was in the morning.
I believe you're right.
Okay.
Next week is the Carrot Board meeting, so I will be at that meeting and not here. That's all I have.
Is there anything? Did anything carry on this morning that can be discussed about the? Was it a nuisance ordinance that you had discussed? Or maybe I was thinking this morning there. You said you couldn't be here because.
It was inconvenient for the landowner, so it got postponed to Thursday, and I can't go Thursday. So
Okay.
His truck was parked over there. No crap in it.
Yeah. I thought it was going on. There was trials here today, so.
no, it's not a trial. It's just just a meeting with
Final.
KDHE
Oh.
at probably shouldn't say the property, but on site, and there it's part of the broader investigation, I guess.
Did we ever officially put that out? Your suggestion was if somebody sees something that they considers a nuisance, they can report it to a certain website. And
Oh, I think we talked with Pat. I think Pat was looking into.
I didn't
A
talk to
form
Dennis
or
about
something.
how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a form.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be an easy way to vet, nuisance complaints. Because I know the last one we had, I don't know if somebody came up to, it was out kind of on, I can't remember what the property address is, but I think it's been on there. Some illegal dumping or something like that. I think that's what brought it up was the last time somebody didn't have another way to, who do I report it to? I guess that's $1 million question. There's a lot of people, who do I report these to? There's just not an easy way. Not everybody's always accessible.
Who does have that form? Who do we have?
There is a form. Well,
You said there was
I
a
think we
form.
got some from other counties, so
Oh.
I have some. I don't have.
Okay, but who would be the contact person in the county be for reporting?
Dennis Foster, wouldn't it be?
Well, Northeast Kansas Environmental
Okay,
Services
it
has
is-
done it. Our sheriff has taken the position that he doesn't believe he has an obligation to enforce county resolutions. Anyway, I think he certainly has the authority to, but his
When he
office
says
doesn't want to
enforce
do
it, I just presume if we get a complaint and Dennis Foster looks at it, says yes, then he just more or less serves the paper, doesn't he? Wouldn't that be the only involvement he'd have?
Well, in terms of investigation.
Well, it looks like Dennis
reports,
Foster would say yes it is or no it isn't.
They're doing it now,
Yeah.
and that seems to be working.
It looks like that's where it should come
I don't know how much longer Dennis is going. He's tried to
Either.
retire a couple of times.
Yeah.
and come back.
We've kept bringing him back.
I think they're hiring I think they're interviewing again for his replacement.
Yes, we did have an individual that was in Jackson County, Philip Dean, and was working out great, but he had applied years ago to go to the National Guard, National Guard, or not National Guard, the Maritime, what do they call it?
Merchant Marine?
Merchant Marine. All of a sudden he got accepted out of the blue. He hadn't even thought about it for years, so he left us and went to that. So
Dennis is never going to be able to retire.
yeah, so we are in the process of rehiring. I think they've already done that. So okay, that's all you have then.
That's all.
Any public comment? Are we in any need of an executive session?
There was a suggestion about whether to have one to discuss the ASAF contracts.
Are we?
Yeah, certainly we could. Attorney Klein,
Any plan?
there you go.
She's already got her.
Actually, let me give you this. Whoever wants to,
Oh, I guess, yeah, okay.
whoever wants to make the motion.
Should I make the motion or should someone else or?
One of us could do, I could do it,
Who
or
asked for this?
yeah.
Well, if you ask for it, you make the
Okay.
motion.
I move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session at 2:08 p.m. Right, yeah, p.m. For consultation with an attorney for a public body, which would be deemed privileged, attorney-client relationship as allowed by KSA statute 75-4319 parenthesis B parentheses 2, and that the purpose of the closed session is to protect the confidentiality of the discussion, and the board come out of the executive session, I would say no more than like
How long?
15 minutes tops.
Sounds good.
2:25 p.m. In the commission room, first floor courthouse. Those present will be county commissioners, county councilor.
I hear a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to go in executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass 3-0.
You that back.
Take the move.
I'm
the-
actually gonna try to
Mhm.
get those.
I like those.
Those
No,
are
that's
the
fine.
two that we use. And just a bit different.
Sorry. Did you get stopped? Okay.
Can you find it?
Yeah, the thing is.
The trustees do it, they're doing it out of funds that the statute are to,
Okay,
She's standing out there, but she doesn't see me.
we're back.
I see her.
We're back and out of executive session with no, what do you call
No action taken.
no action taken.
can you turn the camera back on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You'll have to state that to clerk.
Oh, I was saying it to the camera.
We'll have to make a motion.
We don't make a motion to come back in.
Okay.
Okay. Clerk, no action taken.
Great.
Okay, I think we're about done here. Does anybody else have anything else to do here? Let's bring up.
Before we recess, I would like Roger Denton to come up. And, because he's saying stuff to Mr. Shepherd, and we gotta know what one another's, that's my suggestion. Because he said that Roger said, agreed with him kinda, that it was a road, and
I don't think,
you don't think it's necessary?
well, I don't know if that's exactly what, he was just getting the documents and stuff down there, which is public record. I didn't get that feeling from him. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that.
Over here,
About whether to have him come up or what, that's what he said, for sure, but, I don't think it does, I don't think, there's anything that he would know that's gonna change the advice I'll give him earlier about waiting until after the meeting with the townships.
Okay.
If you want to know more before that meeting, we should probably schedule something with him, so that he can be prepared.
So you're comfortable with Mr. Denton telling them that yes, it is a road, from what you has seen.
I don't think that's what Mr. Digby told me.
I know that's
he's-
what he said. That's what I'm saying. And then if we don't say, now wait a minute, if we don't have this discussion with Roger, I think we need to. That's my opinion. We can wait till after the 11th.
I think it's one of those things that I don't, a little bit like a couple of those other gentlemen, you can say it and they don't,
Listen,
they hear what they want to hear. I mean, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I think that's what people choose to do. Let me just think. Are we going to consider to close that road that Mr. Runke was talking about? We had considered that, or said maybe we could or should, or shouldn't we, or what do we want to do on that?
I personally don't think that the railroad uses that much now. I might be wrong. Now, if they're going to get riprap and take it out, that's the road that they would take it out. But I was unaware that he had 2 rock quarries.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot believe the man sat there and says, close the road, and then wanting to sell the river, or sell the, the Corps engineers rock for their.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think maybe my suspect was that if we would close the road, there would be an uproar and he would get action. That's just my assessment of what I felt. That was going like, because he kind of looked at me and he says, well, go ahead and close it. And it was like almost like I dare you.
Yeah, we have 100 back up here because I think they use the road. That's where they talked about they couldn't cross the track.
Yeah, we're probably to see if it,
Well,
cuts
what-
off access to somebody's fur.
I talked to Seth after him and Seth was meeting, and he said I explained to him that I got the 210th project, and we got the Sherman project, and we'll take care of it as soon as we can. That's what I was told.
I wonder if we could get more of a, well, it's hard to get an actual
And we got
timeline.
We got the River Road project that's going to have to be started here. And
I don't doubt that he has been put off for years. I haven't been down there to that. I'll try to get down there this week and go over it.
I've only been down that road once.
I will. Why don't we put it off? And if you can get down there and look at it, I'm going to try to get down there and look at it, and we can discuss it next week. How's that sound?
Sure. That's good.
Okay. Other than that, are we done? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I second it. We adjourn at 2:30.
2:30. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0.
Okay, the only.
It's not